Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Read-Alouds with Empowered Tutoring. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the new stories that we post. Today we are reading The Fairy Dogmother by Maribeth Boelts. Once upon a time, there was a lonely dog without a home. Fairy Godmother found her hiding in the ivy. "I have a home without a dog," she said. "Would you like to come live with me?" Fairy Godmother named the dog Ivy. She thought Ivy was a simple dog. She taught her simple tricks. "Sit, Ivy," said Fairy Godmother, and Ivy sat. "Stay, Ivy," said Fairy Godmother, and Ivy stayed. "Good dog," said Fairy Godmother. But Ivy knew she could do much more than sit and stay. One day, Fairy Godmother said, "I am old. I need to teach young fairies how to be fairy godmothers." Ivy wagged her tail. Could she learn too? Fairies flew on the backs of dragonflies to Fairy Godmother's house. The class began. Ivy watched every move. "Our first lesson is waving magic wands," said Fairy Godmother. All the fairies waved their wands. "Our second lesson is clicking heels," said Fairy Godmother. All the fairies clicked their heels. "Our third lesson is singing sweet songs," said Fairy Godmother. All the fairies sang sweet songs. The fairies waved, clicked, and sang their best. There were sparks, there were sputters, but no magic appeared. Fairy Godmother scratched her head. "I must be doing something wrong," she said. "Let's try flying lessons. Fairy Godmothers must know how to fly." The fairies climbed Fairy Godmother's tallest tree. "1, 2, 3, jump," she said. Plop! The fairies landed in a heap. "Oh dear," said Fairy Godmother. "What am I forgetting?" When the lesson was over, Fairy Godmother and Ivy walked to the library. Fairy Godmother searched books for an answer. Ivy peeked out the window. Just then, she saw a young maiden trip and fall into a mud puddle. Kerplop! Her basket tipped over and her dress tore. Ivy grabbed Fairy Godmother's wand. She raced outside to help. "I'll try some magic," she thought. Ivy waved the wand. Presto! The maiden turned into a mouse. "Whoops! What if I click my claws?" thought Ivy. Ivy clicked her claws. The mouse turned into a monkey. "Oh no!" thought Ivy. Then Ivy howled a sweet song. The monkey covered its ears and dashed around the village square. Fairy Godmother heard the ruckus. She left her books and flew to Ivy. The monkey jumped into Fairy Godmother's arms. It reached into her pocket. It pulled out a silver pouch. "My fairy dust," said Fairy Godmother. "That's what I forgot. Now the magic will work." Fairy Godmother opened her bag of fairy dust. "Your heart is so kind, Ivy. You get the first sprinkle." Fairy Godmother sprinkled Ivy from head to tail. Ivy's fur turned a pretty purple. She began to float. "I can fly," said Ivy, "and I can speak." Then Fairy Godmother gave Ivy her own magic wand. Ivy waved the wand over the monkey. The monkey turned into a mouse. Ivy clicked her claws. The mouse turned into a muddy maiden. Then Ivy howled a really sweet song. Just like that, the basket and dress were as good as new. The tidy maiden skipped away. "Thank you," she said. "I did it," said Ivy. "I must find others who need a fairy godmother." Ivy flew off, searching high and low. She spotted a skinny dog. The dog was begging for a bone at the butcher shop, but the butcher shooed him away. "Poor dog," said Ivy. She swooped down. The skinny dog trembled. "Don't be afraid," said Ivy. She waved her wand. A juicy steak appeared in a brand new bowl. "That's not all," said Ivy. She clicked her claws. A soft, warm bed appeared. The skinny dog ate the steak and plopped down in the bed. "My work is done," said Ivy. She gave the dog a pat on the head, but he whimpered. You had a steak, said Ivy. The skinny dog whimpered again. You have a soft bed, said Ivy. Then she remembered something. She used to be a lonely dog. Fairy Godmother took her in. I know what you are missing, she said, but this will take a lot of magic. Then Ivy howled her sweetest song yet. Glass cracked, babies cried. The skinny dog covered his ears. Suddenly, a boy appeared. He bent down to pet the skinny dog. The dog gave him a lick. You just needed a friend, said Ivy. Woof, agreed the skinny dog. Ivy knew right then she wasn't a fairy godmother. She was a fairy dogmother, and she could make any dog's wishes come true.